Well, I still had a bad attitude with the war and having to go there. So I wouldn't sign up for any National Guard stuff. None of them tricks worked on me. I wanted out and I don't want to go back. So I refused all them things, them bonuses they give you for staying and signing up for extensions and all that stuff. So that's how I took that, and that was how I felt. Didn't. When I got back out of the army, I didn't live with no parents. I went out west. I came. I left North Dakota because of my dad humiliating me. I was so angry and so down, I couldn't get out fast enough. It's just that he told me that I couldn't stay there, and there's no room for two families. I don't know. He didn't kick me or physically kick me, or he didn't say scream at me and holler to get out. He just says, "Well, you better go out and get yourself a farm if you want a farm. There ain't room for two families here." That was enough for me. I had no more to say.
And was that the same message for your siblings?
How you mean
Well, you said you were one of 8 children or 7 children.
8?
And so were the other 7 siblings getting the message, no room for you here, you also have to leave? Or was that unique to you?
Well, I don't know how they felt. We, as you can maybe surmise from his attitude, that the kids don't have much to say about that too. They were all younger than me, first of all, and so they don't know the impact. They just, I don't think they can hardly remember it right now, what they thought. They weren't concerned. Yeah. Well, when we left, and Georgine, what she thought about it was that, well, she's so glad to have me back, and she just wants to do whatever I want to do. She's just totally. She never has any. She didn't realize the plan and the effect of it all quite the same way I did. And so she just went along with me. She did feel very lonesome her first time away from home. And so she was very lonesome. And yeah. And nobody wanted to see us go away, but we did. And my plan was to go as far as to Central California, and as we keep driving, we have relatives all the way. Our first relative was Billings, Montana, from Dickinson, North Dakota. And that was only a day's drive, so that we go there, we stay there overnight. It's her brother, her older brother. And so we visit there and look around for jobs and stuff. We might even stay there. That was far enough. And so but there wasn't anything. Then the next stop was Missoula, Montana, and I had some shirt tail relatives there on my mother's side, and we got a place to stay there, and we stayed there 1 or 2 nights, and they took us around, and we looked it over for jobs. And then the next place was Butte, Montana, and we'd stay 2 nights to 3 nights a place, and we were working our way. Then Yakima, Washington, I had relatives there on my mother's side, and we stayed there about 4 days because there's quite a few of them there. And then the next place was Portland, Oregon, and my dad's sister was here, which was my aunt, and she felt sorry for us. She knew what I was put up to, she knew what was going on. She understood my side. And then the next place was my oldest sister, no, another uncle in Wairika, California. And I stopped there and almost stayed there. He was a logger, and that was more my line of work, driving tractor and trucks and stuff. And so, but I didn't stay there. Then I went to Fresno, California, Hanford, right there in that same area. And my sister was there, and her husband worked in a seismograph oil company. And I looked for work there. And every place that I looked, Portland looked the best for work. The Oregonian would have more help wanted ads than any of the other cities. And it looked the best, and my aunt was really nice here. And so we kind of planted here and just stayed here. And then I went to school here. I enlisted in a school right away, a trade school, something I could benefit from and get a job maybe. And then I got a job through the school, and it was a 2-year course. I went to school, and she worked in a drugstore. And we lived in an apartment that it was just one room, the kitchen, the bathroom, everything was in one room. Well, the bathroom wasn't, but it was tiny. The bed came out of the wall. It was $38 a month. It wasn't worth much more. We didn't have a phone or a TV. We didn't need one. Okay. And we stayed in there for, I think over a year. And then we finally saved up enough money. And coming from the farm in North Dakota, and what your parents taught you was, don't borrow money. Only buy what you can pay for right away. And I never did, to this day. I only borrow money for a home, a house to live in, not to rent, to live in. And so the rest of the things I buy, trucks, cars, boats, motorhomes, junk like that, I all pay cash, or else I don't buy it. And I'm ahead. That puts me ahead of the guy that borrows it and pays 2 prices for it. And here I am.